What's going on, family? How y'all doing out there today? I'm Solomon, and this is a little bit of an extra video from the Pharaohs podcast. I just want to talk about what everybody else is talking about right now, and that is the movie Blink Twice. Just want to share my thoughts on it and my reaction to it, and all of those things like that. And basically, man, with all of the allegations that's going on right now with Diddy and the Epstein Island situations that's going on and in our world today. It's crazy that a movie like this is out right now, and it is the biggest talk um in cinema at the moment. Directed by Zoe Kravitz. You got Channing Tatum. You have this young lady right here. Um, Don't know her name exactly, the actress. I'm not too familiar with her work. But this is a spoiler conversation. This is a spoiler talk. So you guys can leave your comments in the comment section after this video. But let's just dive into it. So the movie basically is about uh billionaire Slater King, which is Channing Tatum's character, and the black young lady right here plays Frida. And so the billionaire decided to invite her onto an island, had like a little gala thing and a little dinner planned event. She was playing the waitress or whatnot. And, they got cozy. They got, into it. They got, well acquainted. And so he took her back to the island, of course. She wanted to go to the island, her and her friend. And at first it was all like champagne and pool and nice dinners and stuff like that. And they participated in certain drugs and all of these things. And, you know, as I was watching this movie, I thought to myself, how can you just go to a movie or be in a movie and not feel some type of way about this because it had a trigger warning at the beginning of the film? When was the last time, y'all think about this? When was the last time y'all seen a trigger warning to a movie? So this how you know it was crazy, it was deep, it was about some real life situations. So like I say, as I was watching and I was thinking about this, I also was thinking like, man, there's a lot of women, who are young and free, they yelling out YOLO, they're like, hey, why not have fun with the billionaire, go to his island, what's the worst that can happen? And, I understand that being free, understand being or wanting to be around certain wealth and people. But there are times where, your antennas got to go off, sometimes your antennas got to go off. And I just hope that the women that are going to watch this is going to be able to get a more sense of awareness about themselves when it comes to doing these types of things. But going back into the film itself, that was one thing I also was thinking about too. Like, she said some things as they were partying and going on. You know, every day was just spectacular. They were on the island, the sun was shining, and things of that nature. You had different types of people inside of this film. Some of his Playboy friends. One of the actors actually from The Sixth Sense. A lot of like on the nose, or maybe not on the nose, because a lot of people might not read into films as much as I do. But they had the Sixth Sense guy in the movie. Um, At the party, before she even went on the island, there was a doctor, a therapist there named Rich, and, she joked about it, but she was like, "Hey, blink twice if I'm in danger." And he got the blinking, like, just blinking a bunch of times, and she thought it was a joke, but it was actually a real, first flag or first alarm, that was going off. And I think about, like, how God sometimes, we ask for a warning, and then God give us the warning, and we be thinking, that ain't the real warning, is it, God? But at that moment in time, when she got that warning, that's when she needed to take heed to it. So her other friend, Jess, she was very skeptical at first, before she got to the island, and got real skeptical after the island. They made little jokes, what time is the sacrifice and all of this other stuff. And you just, they play into the movie played into a lot of the, I guess, speculations and rumors of what happens at these so-called elite parties and elite situations of men with all these wealth and power. And like I say, things were going well. And then as time went on, you know, they started to feel, the women in the movie started to feel like something was going wrong. They couldn't kind of quite touch or kind of explain what was going on, but they were asking to themselves, what is going on? And her friend was like, something's the matter. And then, the lead character, Frida, she was like, well, what's the matter? Can you tell me what's going on? You feel this type of way, but there's nothing going on. And then Frida started to think about it, like, wait a minute, what day is it? How long are we going to be here? At the beginning of the island, but at the beginning, before they got into the little spot they were staying at, they had their phones collected, so no outside world. And then even if they did have the phone, they didn't have much of a signal. Um, and they were all just, going and having a good time until everybody started kind of thinking like, is this something really going on? She asks, well, when are we going home? When are we leaving? And Channing Tatum's character, Slater King, say, hey, whenever you want to, you know. And she was like, yo, that's not really an answer. Like, how long we been here? What day is it? She started kind of asking these questions, and they were being sprayed. So they sprayed themselves with this perfume, and the perfume made them forget things. So, in the midst of them waking up every morning, looking beautiful, having their own clothes and things like that, they were spraying themselves, and they would forget the events, even on top of the drugs, on top of the partying and things of that nature. Um, and let me go back to that part of when the with her friend Jess was asking Frida, you know, hey, don't you think something's going on and all that stuff? And Frida was like, how? What is it? She also said, like, hey, this is the first time I am actually being seen. This is the first time, I'm being noticed, and I'm here with these important wealthy people. And I wanted to say to that, you know, don't be that type of person who wants to be seen so bad that they put themselves in danger, even if it's unforeseen. Even if it's unforeseen, there are a lot of people who are fans and groupies and not actually like wanting to network. And I believe that if she did not take the stance on just, hey, I'm here with a rich man and I'm having a good time, maybe she would have, you know, woke up sooner. But fast forward, going back to what I was saying with the perfume, they were literally spraying themselves, and it would make them have memory loss. They wouldn't remember. And the the billionaire himself is a person that also had some type of trauma in his life. And I believe this is why he began to abuse others as well. So there was a cure on the island itself, and it was snake venom. Now everybody's partying, everybody's having a good time. And Jess, Frida's friend, had got bit by a snake. When she got bit by that snake, the venom of that snake made her remember everything that was going on. When you all watch this movie, I don't want to get too into the details too much, but there was some type of abuse going on, the traumatic experience um, that the women that were on that island subjected to, the spray of the perfume would make them forget that. So all of the people were taking advantage of that, except for this one person, this one guy. He wasn't doing anything. And Slater Kings said to that individual, "Hey, you didn't do anything." He asked him, he said, "Did I do something?" "No, you didn't do anything." He said, "Oh, what a relief." He said, "No, you didn't do anything." And that's a special place in hell for a person that doesn't do anything. They just let things go by. I want to say to that was such a cold line right there, because do you know how many people who could actually stop certain issues, situations, uh, abuse, and all of these things? They could stop these types of issues and problems, but they choose not to do anything. Your family is failing in a certain way, and as a man, you don't want to do anything about it. You don't want to stop the kidnappings in your community. You don't want to step up and be responsible like how the Black Panthers used to be and protect your community. That's a big issue we having right now in our community. There are some people who were, hey, yeah, Black Lives Matter, and there were some people who just didn't care. They stayed at home or they stayed at work and collected a check. So when he said that to that guy, I was like, man, that's real deep right there. There are some people who just don't do anything. Um so once she remembered, Jess disappeared. She wasn't even on the island anymore. Frida's like asking other women, "Hey, you seen my friend?" They like, "Who is that?" Like she's like, "You seen Jess? Who?" And she was passing around this yellow lighter, and everybody's just passing the lighter around. Don't even remember where they got it from or anything or who gave it to them. Like it was so crazy, but a lot of symbolism, a lot of symbolism, a lot of colors and things of that nature. There's a whole different decoding and breakdown for that. But I just wanted to give you all my reaction and things of that nature to this movie. So going further down to after um she got her friend got bit and she was trying to figure out where she went. One of the natives of the island, one of the housekeepers or whatnot, um, was drinking snake venom. So she can always remember everything. And she kept calling her Red Rabbit. And Frida, she was like, what? Like she's just thinking, oh, she doesn't speak English or anything like that. So she was like, she gave the bottle to her, like, drink some of this. And Frida drunk the snake venom. She didn't know what it was. She just, and that was another thing too. You drinking all of this champagne, you taking all of these drugs. At one point he dipping, giving her the drops, and he's like, "Yeah, prepare to meet your ancestors." Like, what? But I took that as she gonna really be high. That's how I took it. Could have been such a different meaning. But she was just drinking stuff and taking stuff out of the spirit of fun. Out of the spirit of fun here. And when she gave, I mean, that kind of saved her in the end, because when that housekeeper gave her, you know, the bottle to sip on the snake venom, that is when she started to wake up and started to remember. And she remembered all of the horrific things that was going on in the movie. Like I say, you have to watch it for yourself. I don't want to spoil everything. When she did that, she began, as the black woman of the film, as the lead woman of the film, she began to wake up the other girls. It was actually her and the other Hispanic one, and then they woke up everybody else. Come to find out, after all of this, like I said, Slater King, he was abused himself as a child. He just didn't remember, because you can suppress memories, and as if they're traumatizing and horrible. Come to find out that Frida was there before. Frida was there before, and she had so much of the stuff that made her forget. She didn't even remember she was there before. Like I said, this is spoilers. This is actually probably the biggest spoiler of them all. I'm sorry about that. um, but like I say, this is just my reaction. And I want people to, engage in this conversation with me in the comments below once I post this video. Like I say, Blink Twice is a it's a crazy time for this movie to come out because of everything that has been happening. Supposedly this movie was being worked on back in 2022, and it's just now coming out this year. It was heavy. Like I say, it has a trigger warning at the beginning to let you all know that these are some events that have been happening and taking place, and we need to make sure that we don't have these type of issues again as a culture, as a people. My biggest concern is, having family being hurt because they want to have fun, and then they run into a millionaire because, hey, this is what they do, and then they are being drugged and everything of that, and abused. Um, Everybody want to talk about those thousands of bottles of baby oil. Is it really baby oil, or is it a date rape drug? So, family, this is a must see for people to. I feel like this is more of a wake up and an awareness thing, so people can see exactly how this stuff actually works and how these people have been getting down allegedly. Like this Epstein Island thing is, it's almost as close as that. It's almost as close as that. So Family, we have to continue to value ourselves. Men, we have to protect our queens. Queens, we have to protect our kings. We need to protect each other as a culture of people so we can do the right thing, lead by love and not trauma. Lead from a healing place and not hurt. As the old saying goes, hurt people hurt people. And if we continue to move in a way that we will love each other and move in a way of healing and health, the world might be much better than what it is. That's my closing thoughts on that, family. This was if I was to be a critic rating of whatever this, uh, if I had a scale of 5 stars, it would be four star. This is definitely a good movie. Uh, like I say, I would recommend people to watch it just for the background and seeing how they feel about what's going on in the world today. All right, that's it for me, family. Peace.